Hello! Man, it's been a long time since my last episode, hasn't it? The reason is because this thing destroyed my desire to play for a while. It was a lot. It was difficult. I shouldn't have tried to do it all in one episode. But I'm back now, and I'm actually doing live streams at the moment. I'm doing the interior of this place in live streams, so I don't really at the moment plan on doing any of that inside of an episode. But I've got another project planned for today. And this project has been a long time coming, let me tell you. I should have done this perhaps in like the second, maybe the third episode of this series at the very latest. I've been in denial about a problem that I've had in this series for a very long time. And it wasn't until I started live streaming that I realised just how apparent this problem had become. So today we're finally going to solve that problem. Now, you may have noticed that in this world, and you may have heard me say this before, that I don't have a dedicated storage room. I have just individual chests of random storage plotted about. There's some there, and we've got some over here for like scaffolding apparently. It's a pretty good system. It is a terrible system. I'm going to create a storage room finally. And we're going to do it down here. So if we go down here into the potion room and we start digging in, let's get rid of this and this and this and these. If we start digging in this direction, it should take us, I think, back to where the villagers are. Here we go. My inventory has become a massive issue, and I need deep storage. And I needed deep storage early on, but I thought I could do with just the ender chest, you know. Ender chests and shulker boxes. But that's just not enough. It's not enough for the stuff that you don't always care about, you know. You need a place for something that you might care about one day, and then you'll know where it is. Now, there's a lot of ways of doing a storage room. As you know, there's my preferred way of putting stuff randomly in. I wonder what's in these. Stone? Ender pearls? Ender pearls? Ice? You could do it that way, which is great. You could do it the really hardcore way and build a redstone contraption that sorts your items automatically. I'm not doing that today. Or what you could do, and listen carefully because this is new tech right here, you could fill a room with organised chests. Why haven't I done this? Right, first off we've got the wood types. Logs, planks, stairs, slabs, and fences. Given that there's many more things made of wood that don't fall into those categories, like sticks for example, the fences box will actually represent those other categories. And here are the stone types. We've got the smooth stone and cobblestone on top. Bricks, the same. We've got stairs, slabs, instead of fences, walls. The sandstone blocks are very similar, except the smooth sandstone chest is where we're going to store the sand as well. This is the storage for the diorite, andesite and granite. Oh, that looks like a Neapolitan ice cream. A very disgusting one. Right, and over here we have ores, redstone, blocks that are native to the nether, the same for the end, and glass. Armour, tools and weaponry, food items, mob drops, and other man-made items. And for the final column we've got magic items. This wall represents colour items, and then vegetation, dirt and gravel, and everything else. When it comes to the floor pattern in here, I'm going to do something very different from the rest of my base. It's going to be a repeating pattern, which I don't think I've done anywhere ever. So the pattern's going to be a checkerboard with the spruce wood, and then with the dark oak, I'm going to, I think I'm going to go like this with the dark oak, and then with the oak, I'll go inside of those gaps. And to me, that gives the impression of a dark wood layer and a light wood layer intersecting. The reason these chests go below ground level is so I can access the top and bottom quite easily. It can be quite difficult to tell at a glance whether these chests belong to the wood type or the stone type. So to make things distinct, I'm going to run some slabs for each type along the top. We're going to have another repeating pattern for the ceiling, so it's not going to be quite as extravagant as the floor. You might have noticed by now that this room is using even numbers. And apparently this is a sin in Minecraft. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes the rules are there to be broken. Have you heard of that Camber? Oh, he's a nasty one. He builds with even numbers. Right, before I walk you through what's in there, I just want to show you something else real quickly. Just up here. Now, in the first episode, the end of the first episode of this series, I dug a hole in this hill here. And what I said was, I'll probably get rid of this after some time. And it's the entrance to my mine shaft. Well, if we go over here, we see a set of stairs, and we can see that this storage room is linked directly to the mine shaft, which is pretty cool. Going through the other stuff, this bookshelf stuff here is just purely decorational. Same with these. They're just stuff that I think makes the place look a bit nicer. These are items that I think might be useful in here. So if I want to craft something, I want to quickly smelt something. I haven't actually used these really. The smoker and blast furnace, but I understand that one of them does iron faster or something like that. We've got the stone cutter here as well. Just generally useful stuff. Water in case I need to collect it. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, this. So when you design something, you have to know your end user. And my end user is me. And I know that there will be times that I will come in here and I can't be bothered to sort out my inventory, but I just need to empty my inventory. And these boxes are that. So essentially, I'll just come in here, quickly empty my inventory and just leave. And then when I've got a bit of time, I'll look through these boxes and sort them into their relevant chests. Given that I've got all this new storage space, I can finally accept new blocks and items into my heart. For instance, mangrove wood, mud packed mud stairs, tadpoles, frog lights. All these blocks and items are from the 1.19 update, which I've just had, so I'm going to go and find a new biome. Well, it took a great deal longer than I expected to find a mangrove swamp biome. In fact, I had to restore from a backup because I doubled my world size looking for it. But here we are, we finally found it. We've got the mud. We've got the roots. Mangrove logs. Leaves. And we've got these. These are proper gules. We need those. I don't see any tadpoles though. Are they supposed to be in this biome? I heard a sound. Oh! Oh, these guys are adorable. So let's start with the mud, shall we? I think what you're supposed to do is combine it with wheat. And then you get the packed mud. And then with the packed mud, you can create packed mud bricks. And then with those you've got the stairs and the slabs. Oh, and the walls as well. The packed mud brick is a really nice looking block, but I think the best thing about the packed mud is this sound. And this sound. Alright, let's look at the wood, shall we? I appreciate you guys have probably already seen this, but this is new to me. Whoa. It's very tall. I have to say, it's really nice to have this red wood type. And the stripped mangrove looks really good as well. I'm out looking for the deep dark, and I don't know why I'm looking for the deep dark, because I'm already terrified. But you'll see that I've created a map in the left there, and I've barely explored it. But apparently what you need is a low... Where is it? You see the noise router line here, and there's an E value of 0.1. I think that means there's a likely chance that there's a deep dark biome right beneath here. And since I'm actually already underground where I've placed my portal, I'm actually going to dig over to this way rather than dig down to it. Wow. That looks incredible. Whoa. Ah. Didn't get the diamonds. Whoops. Oh, that could have been bad. Well, I'm giving up on my hunt for the deep dark for now. I'm not even mad, mostly because there's a part of me, a pretty significant part of me as it happens, that doesn't want to go there anyway. My heart's racing just thinking about it. It seems a bit too much for me. So I'm going to do something else. Well, I've been putting it off such a long time, but it's I think we're long overdue for some improvements to the Nether here. The first of which is this road. I didn't complete it, and the reason I didn't is because this is annoying. You know, this is supposed to be for a boat, and if I decide not to use a boat, I have to walk like this. And the reason I've put gaps between every block is because you don't need a straight line of these for a boat to glide over them. So I was trying to save on blue ice because that's very expensive. But after searching far and wide for a mangrove swamp biome, I realised we are surrounded by ice. It's really not a problem. So I'm going to fill in these gaps, and hopefully that's going to make it better. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I hate it. Alright, the next very minor improvement would be to here. You see, I can see out the back here. The chances of a ghast spawning out here are very slim, but it could happen, and for that reason I'm going to put like a little backing onto it. Next up, we've got this. Every time I want to go up to the gold farm or the desert temple, I have to pop out here, which doesn't look very pretty. But worst of all, I get shot at, and then I come over here. Or when I come down, you know, I struggle to get out this bit here, and then try and find this and get shot at, and then we lose some of these blocks. So I want to make, I want to hide all of this. Alright, this is much safer. There's still room for improvement visually, as you can see, because this is pretty rubbish, but it's safer. Then the next thing is this gold farm. The rates I get from this farm are dreadful, just awful. So I'm actually going to increase it. I'm going to put more layers up there. I was just about to go down there to collect some magma blocks when I realised I've got the same problem going downwards, in that I don't have a safe path down, so I thought I'd start improving here as well, getting distracted very easily. So yeah, I've come down this far. I now need to jump into that lava. That's going to be fun. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. Let's do this. I've only put 2 layers on, but 2 layers is more than enough for now. Look at this. This is great. So, there's another improvement I've been meaning to make to the Nether. To show you, though, I should stay up here. So, to get to the desert temple, I come up here and I fly over in this direction. But that was never the end goal, was to fly. It seems kind of rubbish. I want to extend my nether tunnel to come all the way out here. I've just come 200 blocks down this tunnel and I need to go a further 200 blocks to get to there. How I'm going to do that with the minecart and like stopping here and stuff is a problem I'll deal with later. My immediate problem is getting these wood types. These are slow wood types to get. or at least in the way I've been getting them, has been inefficient. So the way I've been getting them is I've been turning this farm on to get these mushrooms, what are they called? Warp fungus and crimson fungus, which is fine. But then what I've been doing after that is been placing them in here and bone mealing them and cutting down one tree at a time. One of the reasons I've been doing it like this is because the nether warp block is very slow to remove. So if you build this anywhere else, if you build like a farm for this, it's going to end up looking like this, and then you can't get to the wood. What I didn't know until just now is that you can actually farm this block with a hoe, and it will come up quickly, which sounds quite insignificant, but it changes everything for me. So I think I'm gonna do this in a little bit of a lazier fashion. Right, let's see if we can pack these together like this. Oh. Yeah, it's already a lot easier to do, but I think to improve things further, I'm going to put efficiency 5 on this hoe. Yeah, this is still not that good really, because if a crimson warp block is above the mushroom, then it doesn't actually override it, if you know what I mean. And even with these increased rates of mining here with the hoe, it's still not feasible to clean up every tree after bone mealing each one. So really, I do need the space between the trees, and I guess like at the heart of this issue is I need like a lot of space to plant a lot of these. But I shouldn't go there otherwise because it's going to be really unsightly. You know what? This is still too slow. It's no good. Why are you like this? Right, that's it. I'm bringing out the redstone. Alright, so what we got here. This is where you plant the crimson fungus. And there's bone meal in that dispenser there. And there's another behind this block in case the crimson stuff disappears from that, which could happen. Which is why as well I've got another piece here so that it can spawn from it diagonally. And then back here we've got just a simple like a observer clock type thing that's separated by a sticky piston, which is enabled by this lever. And then the only other thing really is that I've got this here which powers this repeater, which powers this, so that it doesn't flap back and forth when this is switched on. But essentially this is how it works. So it's constantly doing that. It's not actually expending any bone meal right now because there's none. It doesn't need to use it while the trees are there. You can see that the crimson stuff disappeared. So if I do this, and then yeah, it's re-bone mealing it. But then what's happened here is that it's put whatever that is, the roots there. So I just need to get rid of it. You just keep getting rid of it. And then if I get impatient, I can just right click it myself. And then it's all caught in here. Right then, I've just built the warped one. And I forgot to mention, by the way, the reason these are here, these trapdoors, is because if they weren't, then the warped wart block, the leaves of the tree, they'd grow there instead. And I've discovered the dispenser behind this block here is actually a bad idea, because it does dispense it every time, whereas this one only dispense it when there's not a tree there. We just rely on the right click method like that. I imagine this should keep me going for a while. Let's cut a hole through the nether. Be forgiven for assuming that I've done all of this all the way to the very end, and I really haven't. Just this section here, and you'll see how soon it ends, took me an hour, and that's when I realised, oh, this is grunt work, and grunt work, I'm going to do enough of it to get a time lapse, but the rest of it will be spent maybe on a live stream or something, because I don't want to hold this episode up any longer. You can see how much further I've got here, even before we've turned a corner. It's going to take me a long time, so I'm going to do it in a live stream probably, as long as the audience don't get bored. And what I'll do now is just see if I've done this correctly. What I'll probably do actually is get shot at first. There he is. Alright. Let's do it. Awesome. Let's see which one I end up going back through. Great. Alright, well I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. And if the grunt work doesn't sound boring to you, perhaps I'll catch you in a live stream sometime. Bye.